Welcome, everybody, to Tales from the B-Side. This is your host, Kim, and I am joined here with my co-host with the most, Jason,
Hi.
also known as Jay.
Yeah, I go by both.
I don't know why I say Jason all the time. I'm like the only one that does
It's
that.
funny because most of the time you don't.
I know, it's weird. I think I do it formal because, we're doing this, and I think that, we're professionals. But
No.
all right, so Tales from the B-Side. I guess we should introduce ourselves. Again, I am Kim. Jay and I have been wanting to do this for a really long time. We finally got the skills needed to get the job done.
I don't know about that.
Well,
Well, we got some of the skills.
I mean, we manage.
I have a skill or two.
We both live in the Tampa Bay area. I'm married and I have a 5-year-old son. Jay lives about 5 minutes from me, which is really nice because we get to see each other a lot, which
All the
is
time.
kind of why this whole thing sparked. So,
True.
and then introduce yourself a little, Jay.
Hi, I'm Jay. I am. This feels like it's like a,
It's like an interview, like a job interview.
I'm divorced. I have a grown child. I am single, ladies.
Brown chicken, brown cat.
And also, I fight crime. I am a dancer.
An exotic date. No, I'm just kidding.
No, those are lies.
Yeah, they are. But I'm in the legal field and Jay is in finance. I mean, that's about as
Ugh.
easy as it gets. But yeah, that's what we do for a living outside of this.
I also do art,
Yes.
but that's more of a side gig.
He started at the beginning of the year doing a piece of art every day, like a tiny postcard or trading card style. And we are currently in the Tales from the B-Side studio that looks like a museum, a shrine to all the small pieces
A
of
shrine to my own art that I can't seem to let anybody have.
So yeah, one day he'll release them, but
Maybe.
today's not the day.
No, it's not today.
So yeah, that's a little bit about us. I guess we should kind of explain what we plan to do with the podcast going forward. So there was a time frame where we did this before. It's about 7 years ago, and we were podcast name was different. Vibe is similar but not the same. And we just kind of never got it rolling. We were both living in different cities, different states, and it was kind of difficult to get it together. But we were covering like things that we didn't have done together, places we've been individually, trips that we went on, various things that we were doing. And because we kind of realized like every time we go somewhere, we're researching like, is this good? Is that good? Where should we stay? What's the closest proximity to whatever we're looking for? And we kind of found there wasn't a whole lot at the time. There wasn't a whole lot of information out there. So we thought, well, why don't we do it? It'll be fun. We have a chance to chat, hang out,
Yeah.
talk about all the things that we did.
Then there's, I think that void got filled.
What do you mean? Like,
I think that podcasting void got filled.
it did. Oh yeah, for sure. Because now you've got all the travel vloggers and the people
Yeah.
on YouTube and stuff. But at the time, this is like almost 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I think it was 7 to 10 years ago, something like that.
I think it was 10. Close to it.
There wasn't really anything like that out there. Now, of course, like I said, there is. So we decided, well, what kind of theme do we want to do? We're both music lovers. So the B-side, we are going to talk about B-sides of our favorite albums. Not the traditional 45 single, pressed vinyl, the single B-side. We kind of took a little bit of liberty there, which we do understand that's what a B-side is. But we kind of determined that we both love B-sides, and we keep finding that the songs we love were on the B-side. So
Yep.
there's that. And then we also decided to kind of tie it back into the B-side of life, kind of like what we do in our travels, what we off the beaten path, not off the beaten cuff. I don't know.
Cuff.
I don't know what that is,
Beat
but off the beaten path, things that we like to do, or maybe, things we tried out that we're like, we don't recommend.
I mean, to be fair, we're kind of B-side people.
We
We're
are.
a little off the...
We have unique personalities. We both have the personalities people are drawn to, so we meet a lot of people. And we
like it or not.
Yeah, pretty much. We talk to a lot of people. So, we're just those kind of folks. But so yeah, you're going to hear a little bit. We're going to try to alternate every other week where we'll do one is a B-side and one is like the B-side of life. And we'll have some guests here and there. I have a few people that are interested to talk to us about music. And yeah, so that's what you have to look forward to. We're going to try to do every other week to start and then maybe weekly, but we'll see how that goes. So we're going to get into the topic now. So we both picked a B-side. Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, you can go
Okay.
first.
So I am a huge Michael Jackson fan. A lot of people who know me outside the podcast would know that
That's putting it mildly.
yeah. So when he passed away in June of 2009, people were reaching out to me like it was my brother, like legit. Are you okay? Like it was insane because they knew how much of a fan and how devastating it was to me. So I decided, well, the first B-side I could think of, my very favorite song from Michael Jackson, happens to be a B-side. And I was like, I knew exactly what I was going to do for our first podcast. So I picked Human Nature by Michael Jackson off the Thriller
It's
album.
one of my favorites.
It's so good. If you haven't heard it before, I would plug a little sample in, but I'd probably get in trouble for copyright. So if you haven't heard it before, it's amazing. I love it, not just because it's him, but even if I wasn't a huge Michael Jackson fan, the song would still be
Yeah.
like a song that I love.
It's a great song.
It's so
And
good.
it's a little bit of a departure on that album.
Yeah, I would agree. Which may be why it was put on the B side. Who knows? I know sometimes record labels will choose things for various reasons to not be on the A side, and I don't believe this was actually released as a single. I could be wrong, but
Really?
I don't think it was released as a single. At least in my research on the song, I didn't find anything to indicate that. So
That's kind of crazy considering it found its way into pop culture later on.
yeah, definitely. I think because it is different than what he normally does, so
Yeah.
it kind of fits that purpose. But okay, so it's on the B side of Thriller. So this is the B side of Thriller in order, which might surprise a lot of people if they're unfamiliar with the Thriller album. Beat It, Billie Jean, Human Nature, PYT, and Lady in My Life. So those are the five that are on the B side of Thriller. And you'll probably be even increasingly more surprised that Billie Jean is Michael Jackson's highest grossing and best selling single, which is odd that it's on the B side, but
Yeah, I guess that tracks, but still, I wouldn't expect that that's the biggest one.
I know. Well, and like I said, there's reasons that they do that, but I know Billie Jean was definitely released as a single, but
Yeah,
I don't. It's odd that it's his best selling and it's on the B side, not the A side. And unfortunately, I don't even have the A side of Thriller here, but I guess in my mind, I would think Billie Jean and Beat It would be on the A side of Thriller.
Because those were that's what he's known
Huge.
for, yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
At least early on.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of people consider Thriller kind of the epitome of his career, his absolute height or
Yeah,
within that
his
realm.
magnum opus.
Yes, exactly. So I have some facts about Thriller and some of the producers and the song itself. Thriller sold over 10 million copies in just the US. It's weird to think that because, the way music is quantified now is totally different because of streams and downloads. But, back in the day, you were going to the record store and you were buying the CD or, well, at that time, you were buying the
That's
vinyl.
10 million people buying the whole album.
And that's only in the United States, which is
Right,
wild. So Thriller was produced by Quincy Jones, who I believe he recently passed away not too long ago. Quincy Jones did.
Yeah.
And the song itself, so Human Nature was actually written and produced by a member of Toto. His name was Steve Porcaro.
It's insane.
And a lot of people don't realize how much Toto or the members of Toto had a lot to do with songs in the 80s. They were almost like hired guns. They would get
Yeah.
hired to do stuff. And
Which is great. Like,
they're amazing
you wouldn't
musicians.
think that.
No.
They do have some hits of their own, but
Oh, yeah,
nothing
100%.
at that level. Nothing even close.
Not anything close.
We all know Bless the Rains.
In Africa?
Those are the ones.
Oh, I knew it. I knew it. I
The
knew it.
lesser known Bless the Rains in
Finally.
South America.
Finally got a trivia question right. So it was written for Steve Porcaro's daughter. She had come home from school and she was complaining about a boy that was teasing her. And her dad says, oh, it's human nature. And he wrote the song to kind of not console her, but make her feel a little bit better about this boy who was giving her a hard time.
Which, that's kind of cute.
Very cute. When I read that, I was like, oh, and I think they said in the articles that I was reading is like she was around 10 to 12 years old, which makes sense. I know,
Yeah.
but boys were kind of mean back then. I get it. So the music itself, the actual music, melody, whatever, it was performed by members of Toto. So they actually did the music too. It was recorded in 1982. It was released July 4th of 1983. So maybe it was released as a single, 'cause I'm not sure if it was recorded. Maybe the album was released then. I know.
Probably. It's hard to know. Yeah.
So just disclaimer, like, we do research before, but we may not have everything correct. So
Yeah,
just
this is
FYI.
for fun people. So
Yes, it's more conversational and fun than it is to be like super factual.
you can Wikipedia.
Yeah, you got the Google. You can do
Go
it.
in there.
Figure it out.
Find out for yourself.
Another kind of funny thing about Human Nature is the song was recorded in one single take.
Which is nuts.
So the story goes, is Steve Porcaro's in the studio and they're kind of remixing it a little bit for Michael Jackson's flavor, and he had fallen asleep on the couch in the studio, and they kind of woke him up and were like, "All right, let's roll it, let's record," and he did it in one take, and that was that.
He's just like, all right,
Yep.
nail it.
That's how you know you're.
Go back to sleep,
That's
guys.
how you know you're Michael Jackson, I guess.
Yeah, you just wake up, not even warm up, just hit the mic and be like, "We good?" All right.
From nap to
Yeah,
chart hitting single.
I can't even log into work.
Right? For real. No, I'm totally.
Blurry-eyed trying to get the.
Yep. Oh yeah, for sure. So it was first performed live during the Jacksons Victory Tour in 1984, and if you're a fan, you kind of know that the Jacksons Victory Tour was a shit show.
Yeah.
And on top of it being a shit show, it was
Michael
kind of like
Jackson plus these other
Thriller.
guys.
It was like the Thriller album plus 4. Like it was just
The Thriller album featuring Jermaine.
yeah, and a little bit of Tito. So they had a Tito. The song reached number 7 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 1983. So that's like the facts kind of about the song itself and the album. But I have a couple little fun facts about the song and kind of about my love for the song. So I am an R&B girly. I always have been. I love 90s and 2000s R&B still to this day. If you listen to my playlist on Spotify, you'd be like, have you left 1998 or what's the deal? So SWV sampled Human Nature for their song called Right Here.
Love that.
So do I.
And I think part of it is because I love the Michael Jackson song.
Yes. Yeah, me too.
You know, the
I love
song
Human
is so
Nature
good,
so
yeah.
much that it just made that song right here. So if you haven't heard that song and you are into R&B or, old school 90s music, you should definitely check it out. The song Right Here by SWV, it was featured in the 1993 film Free Willy.
Which I never saw. Come at me.
No, you know what? I definitely will say it's like the 90s quintessential family film, like go rent it on the summer break and everybody eat popcorn and watch together. I don't think you're missing too much. It's definitely like a heartfelt story. The boy's like 12 years old. I think he's in foster care. He ends up with a family who is connected. No, it's connected to the
Mob.
no, what's the place with all the fish? The aquarium. I'm like, geez, I can't think of the word. The fish tank. So, he ends up befriending this whale, like, that nobody could really, like, seem to kind of connect with.
Okay.
And so it's the story of them, releasing him back in the wild and getting him healthy enough to go back.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of like he is a quintessential part of that happening, and then, he ends up getting adopted by the family. Like, it's a whole, like, warm and fuzzy type.
Beautiful. It's beautiful.
And, he's a little bit of I wouldn't say a punk, but he was a little bit of like, rough around the edges because of, where he came from and stuff. So I would say it is definitely, yes, because of his love work. I would say it's definitely indicative of like a 90s film. It is a film of its time frame. Not missing anything, but yeah.
Probably not. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest with everyone. I'm probably not going to see it.
I'll let him borrow the Blu-ray. Okay, so
That's it.
the Free
I don't know
Willy.
what I'm going to put it in.
Oh yeah, your Xbox or PlayStation.
Nope.
So the soundtrack also featured Michael Jackson's song "Will You Be There," which was one of my. So I've gone one of my favorites. So I've gone through Michael Jackson songs like millions of times, where different songs throughout his career were my favorite, and that was one of my favorites.
Like,
That's the one.
Okay.
Yes. So what's really funny about that song? Fun fact about Baby Kimmy: I was probably like 10 years old. I loved that song so much that I presented it on a single, me singing it to my friend Jaren for her birthday.
Bingo.
So I don't know what thrift store it's at now, but
It's cute, though.
there's some thrift store in America that's got Baby Kimmy singing "Will You Be There"
Go out there
for
and
her
find
best
it.
friend Jaren. So Michael Jackson also has some nephews that are in a band called 3T.
Really?
These are Dee Dee and Tito Jackson's kids. Taj, I think it's Tyrell. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. And TJ. They did a song for the Free Willy soundtrack also, and it's called Didn't Mean to Hurt You. They were signed to Michael Jackson's label, MJJ Music, and he served as their executive producer on their debut album, Brotherhood. So there's a little bit of like familial connection there. And there's also a little rumor. I don't know if this is true or not because you can't believe everything you read on the internet.
What?
But the SWV song right here that Human Nature is sampled in, the rumor has it that Michael Jackson let them use it and didn't
Oh,
even
wow.
ask them for any money for it. Like
wow.
he didn't want anything from it. But I think maybe it's because it was also on the soundtrack with him and his nephews.
Yeah.
Like
Maybe he's,
I'm not sure, but
It's like
he
a
was.
loophole for royalties, maybe. I don't know.
It could be, but he was really generous. He was just a generous guy in general.
He didn't need it.
And then speaking of Dee Dee and Tito's kids, so Dee Dee and Tito were married for a long time, had several kids, and then eventually divorced. If you guys are up for some weird Jackson lore, you need to look up Dee Dee Jackson's death story. It's really weird. Not going to get into it here because, we have things to do, but if you are wondering about any Jackson lore and you don't know that story, it's very weird and interesting.
Perhaps a podcast in the future.
It could be, yeah, definitely.
Because I don't know this story. I'd love to hear about it.
Yeah, it's good. We can talk about it when we're done, but yeah, it's an interesting story. It involves a drowning with a new boyfriend that she was seeing. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't. I don't know if he was necessarily new, but it was after she divorced Tito. She was dating somebody and ended up drowning in a
It's
pool.
like Jackson Illuminati story.
It's weird. It's strange. Not really into conspiracy theories or anything like that, but it is a very weird story. So if you're interested in that, look it up. It's pretty cool. So that actually will do it for me for Human Nature. It is my most favorite Michael Jackson song. It was also featured in the recent biopic, which was amazing. If you haven't seen it and you're a
really
fan.
good.
I was so sad. Like, it was long as shit. Get down to the end. I knew it was ending. And I'm like, it's ending? This is horseshit. We've only
Yeah.
been here 5.5 hours. I need more.
Well, also, it's like, we're not even in the 90s, really.
No. And that's the thing is I didn't realize going in. I tried not to look at too much. I didn't realize going in that it was going to be a split biopic.
Yeah, I didn't know
I
that
had no
either.
clue.
I can't believe they didn't already record. Like, it seems like if you were going to.
I think that it's in production. I could be wrong there, but I do know that it's going to be released. And a lot of people are saying, like, what was the title? Like, if they don't call it Jackson, because the first one's called Michael. If they don't call the second one Jackson, like they're failing the world,
It's pretty on the nose. It's right there.
It is. So it was featured in the biopic. So what's crazy is, like, I've loved this song forever, and now it's literally everywhere. Every TikTok, every Instagram. It's crazy.
Share it.
I'm okay with that, but it's wild. Like, that song, of all the songs, they featured it in the biopic, and it's because it was done during one of his famous tours. So it's one of, like, his, if you watch, like, old footage and stuff, they usually have a clip of that performance because it's just very well known, famous, whatever you want to call it. So I get it. I get why they put it in there, but it's funny that a lot of people didn't know about it, and now it's, like, on the top of everybody's
For some reason,
list.
For some reason, considering it's the exact same title, it always makes me think of that Madonna song, which is a very different song.
It's weird too because Madonna and Michael Jackson were at their height around the same time. And, I love both of them equal. Well, I like Michael Jackson more, but there was a time frame where Michael Jackson and Madonna were, like, equal on my list. Never went a day without listening to both of their music. So, but anyway, that'll do it for mine. So what you got going on over there, Jay?
Hi, everybody. I'm going to go with something a little more recent, but, I mean, I wouldn't say modern because it's from 2008.
Okay, yeah, that's almost 20 years ago.
We're going to go with Florence and the Machine song because I am mildly obsessed with Florence Welch.
It's not mild.
You're right. You're absolutely correct. It's more than a mild obsession. I hope she never hears that. Or actually, I kind of hope she does. I'd love to meet her.
She seems really cool in interviews and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
when Jay picked this song, we agreed with each other, like, we need to make sure we have listened to the song that we're picking. Obviously, he's heard mine. I hadn't heard his. I watched the music video and then watched a couple interviews with her just to get the feel of sort of who she is, and she's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I figured out that I do like a lot more of her music than I originally anticipated, because I think the only song I knew of was the Dog Days.
Yeah, Dog Days is like the one everyone knows, and it just so happens is the A side to my B side.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. So my B side will be "You've Got the Love."
It's a good song if you
Florence
haven't heard it.
Machine. Yes, I love that song. And I wasn't aware it was a B side. It was never really intentionally meant to be released. It was a B-side on Dog Days. Well, let's start at the beginning, shall we? Dog Days Are Over was on Lungs. Lungs was released in January of 2009. I believe it went platinum. It was recorded in 2007 through 2009.
That makes sense because Dog Days was on that one, and that was her popular single
Yeah.
on that. I'm
It's
talking about on that
still
album.
huge. Like when she
Yeah.
her recent tour, it was still one of those songs that everybody sings
It's
to.
probably because it's one of the ones that a lot of people know. And it's kind
Right.
of like any other artist out there. They're really popular songs.
Yeah.
They still do
Yeah.
them live because that's what the fans want to see.
Yeah, and she
Or
still
hear.
makes a big deal about that song because people love it.
Well, she also probably is aware or knows that, like, this is what kind of got
yeah.
me on the map.
Oh yeah, absolutely. She seems a little confused that she's popular at all, to be honest with you.
She seems that way in interviews. I could agree.
Yeah. So You've Got the Love, been a big fan for a long time, was released separately as a single in early 2009 because it became just as popular, and they decided to release it separately because of that.
Okay, so originally was not on the first release of the album.
Right. It wasn't
and then,
on the, and it wasn't correct when they were going to release Lungs. You've Got the Love was not on the album. I believe
Okay.
they did it after the fact.
they did like a remaster or something and
Yeah.
included it later, but released it as a single before then because of how well it did.
Correct.
Did they was it like released as a single for the radio, or was it more just released as a single and it did what it did?
I think it was released as a single and it did what it did.
Got it.
So, it reached 21 on the adult alternative airplay, which was a little surprising for a song that really wasn't intentionally meant to be a single. So, fun facts are, this was one of Florence Welch's favorite songs. It is a remake. It's something I did not know until way after the fact. As a matter of fact, when I was doing this research.
I love that. That's the one thing I like about doing this is, yeah, we know what we see and experience when we go out together and hang out and stuff and check out new places. But when we do stuff like this, we don't know what we're getting into. We're just picking the song because we really like the song.
100%. And I have loved this song forever. It has a great video, which I believe you saw.
I did. I really, really liked it. And then realized later on that you painted the
Over and over and
but
over
like
again.
the moon though. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I've painted it a bunch of times.
I love it. It's
And-
actually, I'm looking at it right now. I can see it on your wall.
It's one of my favorite videos. I don't know, there's something about the imagery.
Well, she's like sitting on kind of a glittery moon that's like suspended, and she's kind of sitting with her legs crossed. They're dangling over
Yeah,
like
and
the
she's
edge of the
kinda
moon.
looking over
It's
the
a
side.
hat, like a, what do they call that? A crescent moon?
Yeah.
So not like a full, sorry, she's not sitting on a wrecking ball. She's sitting on like a crescent moon.
Crescent moon.
But it's her
Glittery moon.
her outfit, her hair, her lipstick, like the whole thing. It all
Love it.
kind of ties in. Yeah, it's very almost like drag show-esque in a way.
Well, I guess it was based on Studio 54.
Oh, makes total sense. Now that you
whole
say that,
video,
yes.
Based on Studio
Yep.
54.
That
was
makes
what they went
sense.
for.
Yep, it's actually a really good video. If you haven't seen it, you should watch
Take a
it.
look at it.
Yeah, it's great.
So, when I started looking into it, it turns out it was a song sung originally by Candy Stanton, which was 1986, and she had recorded it a cappella for a documentary about the world's heaviest man.
It's a very strange.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you take out the music part and just leave it a cappella and like listen to the lyrics, I guess, but that's a weird song.
It's a weird, and to be fair, her version was only less than 3 minutes long. The original version was like 6.5 minutes.
Okay, so they pared it down and probably
Yeah.
and sped up the tempo and
Yeah,
whatever. Okay,
100%.
yeah, makes sense.
So then, later on, I believe it was 91, a band called The Source found it, and they took her lyrics and they put it over a dance track.
Oh, so it's like a club jam.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Florence was saying that that's where she heard it, and she was in the
Because she's
clubs
big into
and-
the because I think we've discussed in the past her age is around my age, and the time
Yeah.
frame that happened tracks because Like, I mean, this is aging me here, but in high school, my senior and junior year, ecstasy was
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
So, like, that techno, house,
Yeah.
electronic music was huge.
Exactly.
And I would have been 16, 17. I graduated high school at 17. So I was like 16, 17 when that was going on. So that's like 2000, 2001.
Well, and what's funny about that song is that they also it was remixed over and over. 97, 2006. Joss Stone covered it.
Oh, I forgot about her.
I know. It's,
She's primarily in Europe, right?
yeah. Well, it's the UK. So
Okay.
the song actually charted over and over and over again in the UK.
Like all the different remixes and people who've
yeah.
released it and stuff.
Every time they remix it, it would chart. So,
That's so funny.
And it's one of those things we wouldn't know that over here.
No, not really, because unless you pay attention to those charts, we
Right.
don't hear that.
And I enjoy music from Europe, so I tend to gravitate towards that.
Mm-hmm.
She also, there's a lot of shenanigans with this one. So she had to fight for the publishing rights of this song.
Is it
later
because
on.
somebody else recorded it first?
Yes.
Oh, so
Actually,
the original artist really didn't own it either, and that's why it
Right.
was never released.
Right.
Ah, got it. That's a weird.
Yeah.
It's like a weird.
This song was never meant to be released commercially, even her version. It was just something somebody found, put over a dance track, boom. It charted, and then it just kept getting remade and remade. Now, I personally like Florence's version most, and you could tell that she loved the song by the way she did it.
I mean, it makes sense because I'm sure most artists, like I didn't realize this until we were doing research, but Human Nature was one of Michael Jackson's most favorite songs
Was
to
it
do.
really?
Yes. He loved performing it live. It wasn't I don't know if it was his actual favorite, but he's been known to say that it is one of his favorites.
That's what Florence said. She'll enjoy doing it on the festival circuit, and it just kind of took off.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense too because the festival, a lot of them do have like the EDM and stuff like that
Yeah,
at the festival,
yeah,
and
yeah.
so if it was remixed kind of for that
And if you
electronic sound.
once Kim hasn't dug into her catalog like I have, there's a lot of songs that she's had remixed for dance music, and
That makes sense.
And she's really big in the LGBTQ plus community.
Yep.
So
It just mostly because I didn't want to know too much before this, so
Yeah,
we have
yeah.
some banter and conversation about
but
her.
dig in because there's a lot of stuff in there that I think you'd like. Now I can understand it at the beginning because we've talked about this before.
Like the bubble throat.
Yes, the bubble throat thing
Yeah, it's a
where
little off-putting.
her early work, she had a different vocal style, and then as she got older, I think maybe she realized she couldn't maintain that,
That makes sense.
and she changed her singing style.
Yeah, I mean, and also as you get older and you evolve and change, you kind of realize what you really like and what you don't.
Yeah, well, and also like I mean, she's 40 now,
Right.
and you can't sing at 40 like you can at your
That's true.
22.
And it's better that you kind of shift gears while you're still young enough to do that.
And her latest album is fucking fantastic. So
Yeah.
I love her honesty in all her music. I love her brutal honesty in all
I mean,
her
that,
music.
yeah, but that's great because sometimes that connects you as a fan because you realize that they experience the same things that we do. So you have any more facts at all?
No, I think that she covered it.
Okay.
I tried to keep it, short and sweet.
Yeah, same for me. I mean, I just wanted to get the basic stuff out. And again, just kind of talk about our favorite artists a little bit. Michael Jackson is one of my favorites, and Florence Mich. So that's kind of why we picked what we picked for our first episode. So we do have an Instagram. It's at Tales from the B-Side, the podcast. We have a Facebook as well. Same thing, Tales from the B-Side, the podcast. We don't have a ton up right now, but we will by the time this is released. We'll definitely have some more content going on. I'll probably set up a TikTok maybe, and
It's YouTube setup.
oh yes, we do have a YouTube that also it's at Tales from the B-Side, the podcast as well. So, reach out to us if there's a song that you're interested in that's a B-side that you want us to cover, or maybe an artist that you're like, hey, check out this artist. And
We may not have heard.
yep. And then, Jay, do you have anything that you want to plug?
Well, I have an Instagram, blah says at Instagram.com, and that is where I post my art. So if you are interested, it's a little strange, and I keep it small. These are ACEOs. They're 2.5 by 3.5 inches. And it's like a little diary of your co-host.
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool. And a lot of them, I'm not going to lie, they're pictures either I've taken or taken a picture of something and sent it to him, and then I see his rendition, and it's pretty cool. So yeah, it's fun. It's light and fun. You should check it out. And give him a follow. Eventually, he will be selling some of them. Right now, he's not there yet, but we'll get
Working on it.
we'll
Working
get
on
there.
it.
So, and his website, unfortunately, is a work in progress. So he's working on that too. But hopefully, by the time this is released, you'll be able to see some more of his work on his website, and then you'll be able to check out all his daily stuff on Instagram. And I'm the lucky one that I get a little preview usually before it gets released.
Picture.
Yes, and a lot of times my 5-year-old son, he's interested in what Unky Jay is doing, so he'll send me a picture and then I get to share it with my son too, which is really nice. So I guess that'll do it. I don't think there's anything else that we need to plug, right?
No, I think we're good.
All right, everybody, thanks for joining us. We appreciate you sticking with us through this, and don't forget to turn the record over. Bye.
Bye.